Shalom Israel, we're the Israelites School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. I'm out here with Priest and Officer of 1,000, Officer Yardan.
Shalom Yabashim Shabakatham.
Yeah, giving me permission, him being the brotherly, his brother in Israel, has allowed me the chance as a North American Indian to help teach this Thanksgiving breakdown that we're about to touch on, that so many of our people as blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians, we celebrated with ignorance, man.
That's right.
We celebrated, we don't even know what's the point of it. We all celebrated because our oppressor told us to do it.
Right.
And that's something that's so heavy that we have to get out of our minds from years of colonization and brainwashing through slavery.
That's right.
So before we do that, we got Passover announcements. Isupk 51st Passover is going to be April 9th, 2020 at sundown. All Israel is invited out to White Plains, New York, and come witness out the brotherhood that Commander Johanna is bringing to all blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians. Man, Commander Johanna done ran out a stadium.
That's right.
This time around.
That's right.
We're gonna be too deep in there, man. It's gonna be glorious, to say none less.
No saying crazy.
$100 per person at the door. Anyone under the age of 17 gets in for free. Let's get the first scripture if you could, Mariah. If you want to say anything, so you could.
Okay.
Let's get let me get Genesis 49 and 19. Because what every man and child has to understand is that the North American Indians here in America, the Hispanics, black people, we are the Israelites of antiquity. That we are the Israelites, and our heritage has been stolen for years and generations. And the people that came on this land, these so-called Europeans, they stole our heritage.
Right.
They stole our heritage through enslavement, through colonization, all this. Now we celebrate our slaughter. Now we celebrate the murder of our ancestors. That's why it's so important that we do this class here today, touching on the base that no black, Hispanic, or North American Indian should celebrate Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Everybody wants to say it's just for my family. It's just for my family.
Right.
Y'all can't stand each other, but when Thanksgiving come around, suddenly y'all can stand each other.
Right.
Y'all talk, when Thanksgiving is some of the worst times to be around. We know in the black, Hispanic, and Native American family in the household, damn near everyone hates each other.
Right.
You be there, maybe you're sitting right there at the table, you're sitting with your uncle that sells drugs, your other uncle, you're sitting there with your brother that's a murderer, you're sitting there with your other uncle that molested you,
Right.
all these different factors.
Right.
You can't even stand each other, man, but why do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Because your oppressor told you to celebrate Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Because the colonizer, the European here in America has enslaved you so much in your mindset, now you celebrate Thanksgiving and you're proud of it. And anyone that comes up against you about it, you got a problem with it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's so heavy what you bringing up because we got to realize, and I'm gonna just speak for a brother from the tribe of Judah, right now. Like, we got to understand that the Native American Indian brothers are our brothers. These are our peoples. So when we are taking on these holidays, that's just like if they had a holiday for a killer nigga day,
Right.
and all our Native American Indian brothers would celebrate that holiday, man. Like, that's the same thing you do when you sitting down at that table and you celebrating Thanksgiving, supposedly coming together with all your family. Sitting in front of that, that abominable, ham that you gotta have the ham on the table.
Damn right.
You gotta have that dry ass turkey on the table. You bringing it together, a feast, celebrating your oppressors, killing your brothers, man, killing and removing your brothers from their homes, man.
Right.
That's what you celebrating on Thanksgiving. And so, so that division, that is what ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, we come up against all of that.
That's
what I'm saying?
right.
We about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming together strong. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And taking over this wicked oppressor, man.
Right.
That's what the UPK is about, and that's what's going to change, and that's what's going to bring power back to our people.
That's right. Man, it's like, so what you said was just so heavy. It's so heavy because you got to realize this. Who the hell would celebrate 9/11?
Right, right,
Who would celebrate the Holocaust?
right,
Who would celebrate Pearl Harbor?
right.
But nearly every black, Hispanic, and Native American household, we celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right.
But what was happening to the Native Americans and Hispanics during Thanksgiving? He was getting slaughtered, man.
That's right.
The turkey represents a head that they used to cut off the Indian's head and play it like a soccer ball, man.
Right,
Kick
right,
it around.
right.
Cranberry sauce of blood.
Right.
And what was niggas doing that time, the so-called Negroes? Y'all was in slavery.
That's right.
We were suffering in chains together, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, as one people.
Right.
So why would you celebrate this time where you wasn't even in the house?
Right.
The so-called oppressor is in the house eating all this turkey, cranberry sauce, pies, and you out in the field slaving.
Right.
Your brothers on reservations getting murdered.
So, yeah, but you know, one thing with that though too is that around those holidays, the oppressor is so cunning. You know what I'm saying? He would give, you know what I'm saying, the slaves some time to like if they want them to come in and you know what I'm saying and celebrate with them.
Right.
Not saying that they sitting at the table,
Right.
but they able to stay off work that day.
Like
Just like today. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Most blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, though we slave all year, you know what I'm saying, break our backs all year for this oppressor, today he says, okay, here's a trinket. Take a day off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go and celebrate my holiday with your family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because this holiday don't have anything to do with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
It's vanity. You know what I'm saying?
Damn
Go
right.
ahead,
God, if you could, go ahead, Mariah.
Come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 19.
Go ahead.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
A what?
A troop shall overcome him.
A troop shall overcome him. You want to know what happened in 1492, the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, all throughout America's history? The North American Indians, their troop has overcame us. The U.S. Cavalry overcame the North American
Right.
Indians. They overcame and they slaughtered us, man. This is the day of that slaughter.
Right.
This is the day of their remembrance of their new world. And this world wasn't new, we was here.
Right.
We was here. They want to talk about when Columbus came here. He want to talk about I discovered the new world. New world of what? It was niggas already here.
Right.
They had their own cultures and societies. The Aztecs and the Mayans had underground water systems, man.
That's right.
Way before the time of all that.
Right.
They want to paint the North American Indians and the Hispanics like they were running around with loincloths, eating everything and throwing feces at each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
The same way they want to paint black people as they were just stinking Africans swinging on vines all throughout
Right.
West Africa.
Right.
Like Georgia the Jungle type, you know?
Right.
It's ridiculous, man. You want to know why? Because the troop has overcame us. The so-called Gadites in the Bible, the tribe of Gad, is this North American Indian.
That's right.
The blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians are the true Israelites according to the Bible. And
That's right.
And the troop has overcome the Gadites. Continue.
Come. But he shall overcome at the last.
But he shall what?
But he shall overcome at the last.
And right now, it don't seem that good. They celebrating our death and destruction.
Right.
Every day we get murdered. Every day we have drugs on the reservations, the ghettos, the barrios. Every day we struggle and suffer. But they say the Lord said one day we shall overcome.
That's right.
One day we gonna have our Thanksgiving.
That's right.
One day we gonna have the scripture says in Psalms, happy shall we not be the day we bashed our little ones against the stones.
That's right.
You wanna know why? Because they did that to the North American
That's
Indians.
right.
They did that to the Hispanics. The baby will be fresh out the womb. They'll bash their babies on rocks. You understand? That's what's gonna happen, man. Like we're gonna overcome all this oppression that has been on us over these last years and decades. America is gonna fall for what they've done to the North American Indians.
That's right.
Now you gotta ask yourself a question. Sorry, Christ. You gotta ask yourself a question. Do you want to fall right along with it? Give me Proverbs 1:22 if you could. Bro.
Come.
Do you want to fall with it? You want to know why? Because here you are in America celebrating a holiday you have no business celebrating. You understand? You have no business celebrating Thanksgiving. You have no business celebrating Christmas. You have no y'all about to kill each other tomorrow over some goddamn Black Friday deals. They ain't really a goddamn deal. They done mark some $3 off a t-shirt off y'all done. They really kill each other now. You understand? Watch how many World Star videos go up of brothers knocking each other out over a new pair of shoes and stuff like that, which is stupidity, man.
Right.
Or people want to look at when we come out and we bring out the history and all the facts about Thanksgiving. Well, that's what you think it is, brother. That's not what I see as a time we can get together and we pray in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, he gonna make this pork all right, Officer Yardon.
Yes.
He gonna make this pork okay.
Right.
He gonna say it's okay that the North American Indians got slaughtered. Wanna know why? Because your oppressor, the colonizer, taught you manifest destiny.
That's right.
What's manifest destiny is everything that isn't white ain't right. Straight like that. Everything that is in his path, he will consume. Wanna know why? Because he believes he has a right to every last brick of land on this earth.
That's right.
Especially North America and South and Central America, which was given to the Hispanics and North American Indians by God himself.
That's right.
We're going to show you in the Bible that as well. It's in 2nd Esdras. Grab me that scripture if you could, Mariah.
Khan.
It's like, you want to say anything, sir?
No, you got it, man.
All right, go ahead.
Khan. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22.
Go ahead.
How long, ye simple ones?
How long what?
How long, ye simple ones?
Continue.
Khan. Will ye love simplicity?
How long will you simple ones love simplicity? How long do we got to go out in the streets? How long do we got to make videos? We've been doing this since 1969.
Right.
We've been telling niggas not to celebrate Halloween, not to celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of that.
Right.
How long are we going to have to tell you simple ones to stop loving simplicity? You want to know why there going to be so many videos of brothers knocking each other out tomorrow, people stealing TVs from each other's hands? Not because of the deals are so amazing, but because we love simplicity.
Right.
We love simplicity. When Black Friday started with the slave markets, when Thanksgiving was the slaughter of the North American Indian and the Hispanics and black people, but every time you hear that, you don't want to shut it down.
Right.
You don't even want to think about it. You want to know why? Because you love simplicity.
That's right.
You love your simple mindset here in America. You love being comfortable. And how you be comfortable? By pretending that every holiday, every Thanksgiving, that you're like our oppressor.
Right.
That you sit at his table and you think because you celebrate Thanksgiving, he'll one day accept you. You may not think that when you're sitting there and you're eating the turkey and the ham and all that. But when you pray to that white Jesus, that's what you think.
That's right.
You imagine yourself right there along your side, your oppressors, as your one people.
That's right.
But your sons are still getting gunned down in the street.
Right.
Our brothers are still in the penitentiary. They're still setting us up to fall.
Right.
Continue if you could.
Khan. And the scorners delight in their scorning.
And the what?
And the scorners delight in their scorning.
And every time we hit the streets to let brothers know, this is not something you should do. This is something horrible. Something horrible. That the Thanksgiving is a horrible day. Some brothers they don't even celebrate. They view it as mourning.
Right.
Which every brother should do. If you really love blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, today should be your day of mourning.
That's right.
Today, your heart should be full of anger. You should think to yourself every year when this day comes around, fire should fill up in your soul, man.
That's right.
For what they've done to your people. Everybody was just talking about the Harriet Tubman movie, weren't they?
Right.
They were talking about Harriet Tubman and all this nice stuff. When it was our oppressors that put Harriet Tubman in that position,
Right.
where she had to free herself. But everybody want to talk about, we're gonna overcome and one love, one peace. We all bleed red. Yeah, tell them that when they pull you over.
Right.
Tell the police that when they pull you over. Tell the North American Indians on the reservations. I know brothers right now. They tell me like this. They're like, man, we struggling out here. Brothers barely got food in their fridges because they prefer drugs.
Right.
Babies barely got food to eat because their parents rather choose the bottle over their baby bottle.
That's right. That's right.
You gonna tell us we not suffering here?
Right.
What's our redemption?
Right.
Where's our chance?
Right.
Where's our day to come? All you Christians out there that believe Jesus, that believe Jesus and His redemption for all, and He's coming with salvation. Where's our salvation?
Right.
Right.
Because you see our oppressors, they live good. They benefited off the years of slavery and oppression. Look at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is the perfect example of that.
That's right.
On the land they stole,
That's
on the land they murdered 100 million North American Indians for, they celebrate their slaughter.
That's right.
They set up their monuments. They set up their gods. And you know what's worse about all of that? They divide them from their brothers.
Right.
They divide them from black people.
Right.
They divide them from the Hispanics.
Right.
Now, Native Americans will never think of joining black people.
Right.
Now, Native Americans will never think of joining the Hispanics. Because now you bridge it off all to yourself, thinking you're one person all to yourself. Selfish for your own,
Right.
but not selfish for your brothers.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Black and Hispanics and Native American Indians, we have this problem. We're selfish for ourselves.
Right.
We're not selfish for our nation.
Right.
Because when it comes to the talks of we should have our own seat, we should have our own Senate, we should have our own governments, systems, police force, all that. We don't want that.
Right.
We don't want Black Wall Street no more. Now we want to sit side to side with our oppressor.
Right.
Even though he put us through years of slavery and murder and slaughter. Read it one more time from the top, if you could, Mariah.
Khan. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22.
Go ahead.
How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning.
And the what?
And scorners delight in their scorning.
And the scorners delight in their scorning. They love being ignorant of the facts that Thanksgiving is murder.
Right.
Thanksgiving is the celebration of the colonization of America.
Right.
What's colonization? Colonization is why you pray to that white Jesus every night. Colonization is the reason when you say your denomination, you say, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic. Because your slave master enforced Christianity on us. Am I talking about the Bible? Not at all. The Bible is a Black, Hispanic, and Native American man's book.
That's right.
You want to know how Christopher Columbus found America? He read the Bible.
Right.
Because it said the 10 lost tribes will come here to America.
That's right.
That's how he found the Hispanics.
Right.
How he found the North American Indians. How he found the Haitians.
Right.
He found us here because we were trying to escape them all the way over there in the land of Israel when we were stolen in the Assyrian captivity.
Right.
You have anything to say, sir?
If I could.
July.
What you're bringing out is so heavy, man. It leads me to this article that I read about Manifest Destiny. You know what I'm saying? What people don't understand about this whole ideology of Manifest Destiny, it didn't get coined to 1845 Manifest Destiny, but this ideology, Christopher Columbus, when he came over and colonized America, that's what he had in his mind.
Right.
So this is the overview of Manifest Destiny. Manifest Destiny was the idea that white Americans were divinely ordained to settle the entire continent of North America.
So can you read that one more time?
Manifest Destiny was the ideal that white Americans were divinely ordained to settle the entire continent of North America. The ideology of Manifest Destiny inspired a variety of measures designed to remove or destroy the native people, the native population. Salaki.
If you could read that part over again, sir.
The ideology of Manifest Destiny inspired a variety of measures designed to remove or destroy the native population.
The what?
The native population.
The native population. And y'all wonder why why a lot of people don't know this. They want to say, well, the Native Americans and Hispanics ain't our brothers. They ain't go on slave ships.
Right.
That was this right here. What's this right here? The North American Indian, transatlantic slave trade started with Christopher Columbus.
That's right.
And he put Native Americans and Hispanics in chains and shackles for no reason. We was hospitable. Christopher Columbus came on this land starving, about to die. He lost over, I believe, 600 men on his voyage over here.
Right.
His ships were nearly empty, and we fed them.
Right.
And we showed them how to grow crops. And we showed them all this hospitality and kindness. And you know what he did? He said, man, there is no better nation on this earth.
Right.
He said it. He said, man, there's no better nation on this earth. It's like the Bible said, Israel, there is no greater nation than Israel. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Deuteronomy 7:6. Doesn't it say that?
Okay.
The Lord that chose us above all people.
Right.
There is no better nation on this earth. Columbus knew that. Well, he said, I must take them by force.
Right.
He must take these people by force. And he sent them all across Europe, all across Italy, all across England, all across, well, Spain,
Okay.
all across these different lands in chains. All in chains.
Right.
And they served the oppressor there. You want to know why? Because manifest destiny.
Right.
Manifest destiny is the reason why Donald Trump got babies in dog cages right now. When that their land, Texas, California, all throughout there, that's Arizona, New Mexico. It's called New Mexico for a reason.
Right.
It's Mexico.
Right.
All that right there is Mexico.
God.
And he does that to spit in the face of the Hispanic people,
That's
of the
right.
Native people.
Right.
You got to realize this. Three Thanksgivings ago, Slovakia, we was getting tear gas thrown in our face and beat and sent dogs on us out there in South Dakota
Wow.
at Standing Rock. And you want to talk about Thanksgiving was a long time ago. That was 500 years ago. You got to get over that. Right now it's about the cornbread and the family and the turkey. Who for who?
Right.
For who? For your oppressors.
Right.
They're benefiting off everything. After this Thanksgiving meal, you about to go bankrupt how much you spent.
Right.
Right.
For food y'all ain't even about to eat. Y'all about to throw half of it away.
God.
Like, damn, y'all sitting with each other. Y'all all got one problem with each other. It's horrible.
Right.
We're so divided and we hate ourselves so much, we celebrate our own day of slaughter.
Right.
We celebrate the day that they murdered us. We celebrate the day that they chose to take us by force and enslave us. You got anything to say, sir?
No, you got that up.
And it's just so heavy. Because every black, Hispanic, and North American Indian must realize that that's exactly what this day is. This is the day of our enslavement. This is the day that they murdered and slaughtered and enslaved us.
Right.
We shouldn't celebrate this day, but because we've been enslaved and indoctrined over years and years and years, and now you try not go Thanksgiving, they're gonna call you up. They don't call me no more. The Most High Christ, but you try to do it today. Watch how many people gonna call you. You're not coming to Thanksgiving. Last Mariala. Mariala, anyone call you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Last, so I had one cousin text me happy holidays, but I texted back like I would never celebrate the death of my people.
Damn right.
Damn
Damn
right. They already know, but they hit me up. They try to test me. Where we just want family to get together. We just getting together. Why we gotta get together today? Why we couldn't get together last week?
Damn right.
Why does it take for the white man to say, you know what I'm saying, get together with your family for you to get together with your family?
If I could.
Go ahead.
Boy, Ossie Ardana is bringing out it's so heavy.
Right.
Because that's so real, man. Like, you ain't never called me once this day, or once this month, once this year, to say, hey, bro, how you doing? Everything's okay? You good? Not even to check up on me.
Right.
Now you call me talking about some, come on, Thanksgiving. I'm like, damn, no hi, no nothing. Nah, we out here. You know, you want to come through? We got food and everything. Don't call me for that.
Right.
Don't call me for that. I'll command you and say, don't call me. Don't call my phone. I ain't gonna answer. I started a new slavery. I'm walking around the slavery. I'm like, damn. I wonder why no one said no happy holidays to me yet. I go in the bathroom. I look in the mirror. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. They know already. They know I'm about to cut them. They say some happy holidays. I'm be like, happy for who? Happy for who?
Right.
Not me. I know damn right that. over 100 million North American Indians were slaughtered.
Right.
Over 170 peace treaties were made to try to make peace with our oppressor. He slaughtered us into near extinction.
Right.
He slaughtered us. He wanted to exterminate us off the face of the earth. We just read it in Manifest Destiny. He believed this land belonged to him.
That's
and he
right.
never even stepped foot on this land before.
Right.
He would have never survived on this land if it wasn't for the North American Indian, if it wasn't for the Hispanic. And look how he treats them. The North American Indians are on reservations, drugged out,
Right.
addicted to the bottle, can't put the bottle down for nothing. Their sons are running around all through gangs. We're suffering and we're dying.
Right.
You look at the Hispanics are suffering and dying in the barrios right next to black
That's
people,
right.
gunning each other down, fighting for corners we don't own, being deported at the border. And where's our justice?
Right.
Something I will always point out. Remember when Donald Trump first got in office? Donald Trump first got in office and he banned Muslims from coming into the country. You want to know how long that ban lasted? It lasted like 2 weeks. Because America was in outrage that they were banning Muslims from the Middle East. But you going to ban the Hispanics?
Right.
That this is their land?
Right.
You going to ban the Hispanics when this is their trade routes? They would walk all in throughout America to trade with the Native American tribes.
Right.
You gonna ban the Hispanics, which built America with every last blood, sweat, and tear? I know a brother, he once said one time, he's like, the Mexicans don't want to hurt you. The Mexicans don't want to kill you. The Mexicans don't want to do none of that. The Mexicans want to show they love you. All the Mexicans do is they mop your floors. They're your janitors.
Right.
Am I telling you something you don't know? They cut your grass. They're your gardeners. They're your cooks. They're every single job you don't want to be. And you pay them the bare minimum. And they still do it. You want to know why? Because they want to see their children rise, man.
Right.
They want to see a benefit for their family. And then once America sees that, they see, man, some of these Israelites, man, they starting to go to college. These Hispanics doing good for themselves. What they do, they divide them.
Right.
They divide them. Now you got babies at home crying where their mother is when they're locked up in the ICE detention center.
Right.
And this is their land. When they built America. Now you got Native American Indians dying on reservations. Now you got the North American Indians bugged out their mind. If it's not on drugs, it's on alcohol.
Right.
I saw one. It wasn't Standing Rock. It was can't remember the reservation, but brothers were they wanted the fix of alcohol so much. The tribe banned alcohol from the reservation. They wanted alcohol so much. The brothers would buy hairspray. It contained alcohol in it.
Right.
And poured water in the hairspray and drink the hairspray to try and get that buzz.
Wow.
Because that's how much we're destroyed people here in America. And that comes from years and years of colonization, of enslavement, of seeing your people murdered, now you're beat to the ground.
Damn right.
But thanks to Commanding General Yohana,
That's right.
Most High Christ, thanks to the Lord, thanks to our God that is in heaven,
That's right.
we got a fighting chance.
That's right.
We got to fight to help the North American Indians.
That's right.
We got to fight to help the Hispanics.
Right.
To help every black man, to get them off drugs, to get them off of all the addictions they got suffering on the reservations.
Right.
We have every food programs, we got food drives, clothing drives, prison programs, free counseling.
Right.
All this, all you gotta do is pick up the phone.
That's right.
All you gotta do is call ISUPK Chicago,
That's right.
ISUPK reservations. We're making moves. You wanna know why? Because these people mean something to the
Right.
Lord.
Damn right.
For years we looked on and we said, for years our oppressor has looked and said, no one has cared for these people.
Right.
No one will fight for them.
Right.
Lord's Passover is April 9th.
That's right.
You wanna know why? Because there's gonna be one day where the Lord's gonna fight for us again, just like he did during Passover.
That's right. It's so heavy what you're bringing out. It just takes me back to that quote by Christopher Columbus again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he saw that these was some of the most peaceable people that he ever encountered in life.
Okay.
When he encountered the native people of this land. You know what I'm saying? And his And in his mind, he was like, these people were meant to be his slaves because you
Right.
were so peaceable. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? Being black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, it makes you the our oppressors prey. You know what I'm saying? Being how the Lord made humanity to be. That the oppressor that we're living under, he does not carry a humane part of himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He is like an animal. You know what I'm saying? That's why in biblical scripts they liken him to a snake. You know what I'm saying? Something subtle. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like an animal in his instincts. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Most High is going to cut him off. But I wanted to grab a precept real quick. You know what I'm saying? See if if I could.
Go ahead, sir.
If I
Let's see
could.
what you got.
All right. Psalms 55 and verse 20.
You already get to me. Damn, sir. All right, let's see it.
So, like,
Let's
you
get
wanna
it.
hold
Nah,
out? Okay.
tomorrow, let's get it.
Okay, we want to hold out. We could. All right. Psalms 55 and verse 20. You know what I'm saying? You going to break it down for me?
God, sir, if
Okay.
that's what you want, sir, I'll read whatever you need.
All right. Psalms 55 and verse 20. He has put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him.
When Christopher Columbus came on this land, he met the most peaceable people we've ever met.
Right.
He met an amazing people.
Right.
Christopher Columbus didn't know how to wash his own. He didn't know how to wash himself before he met the North American Indians.
Right.
He saw them. They had that fourth dimension. They had their own assortment oils, all that. They were smelling, looking fresh with the braids. They had garments, fringes all out. And they see Christopher Columbus and them wearing tights. Like, damn, what these got going on, man? You feel me?
God.
And they said, scripture says that this is how you know that it was meant for the North American Indians. He put his hands out at them that be at peace with him. The North American Indians, like I've said 100 times over, taught Christopher Columbus how to survive.
Right.
Taught him how to live. Taught him how him and his troops can survive on this continent. And what he did, he took them by force.
Right.
He slaughtered them.
Right.
He murdered them by the millions, man. Christopher Columbus, when he first came over here, he wanted to bring something of value to the Queen and King of Spain that sent him. That showed him that his voyage wasn't a failure, even though he's a failure. He wanted the Tainos on the island, he wanted them to bring him gold. Because he would see them, they had gold in their teeth. They had gold piercings all over, like the Bible says.
Right.
Like King Solomon had grills all up in his mouth. And so did the Hispanics, so did the Puerto Ricans and the Mayans all throughout. They had an amazing dentistry. And Christopher Columbus saw that, he said, I'm gonna bring gold. Y'all bring me all your gold now. And any brother that didn't bring him gold, he got his hands chopped off. And if you came back a second time with your nubs, with no gold, you ain't castrated. To take the fight out of our brothers.
Right.
To not want to produce. Like, there's a certain, your testosterone is taken out once they castrate you.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that. Your testicles, it will produce the testosterone.
God.
That will produce you to, like, that's how they emasculated us.
Right.
Now they don't even have to do all that. Now they'll show you what they do. They make they show Alicia Keys.
God.
They show Alicia Keys trying to pay her son's nails, and now everyone's trying to offend her. DJ Envy said, well, I wouldn't mind if my son got his nails painted. I minded my son's got his nail painted.
Damn right.
I'm telling you, you either take them off or you can get off. You get out of this house. Straight like that. We have to be masculine now, man. We have to be men of warfare.
That's right.
Because there's a war going on against the North American Indian here in America.
Right.
And it's been started since 1492.
Right.
Since the original Thanksgiving.
Right.
There's always been a knife in our back. There's always been in the knife of the back of the Hispanic, of the black man.
That's right. Come.
Continue, sir. If you could.
Come.
Most High Christ.
He has broken his covenant.
He has what?
He has broken his covenant.
What's a covenant? A covenant is a promise. The so-called oppressor, the European, these gringos that made over 170 peace treaties with the North American Indians. Like, they'll take some land, slaughter and murder a bunch of them. Be like, okay, yeah, you're right. This is enough land. You're right. This is all we need here. Let's sign this peace treaty. But he was such a devil. The Native Americans used to say it all the time. Pale face, speak with forked tongue.
Right.
Want to know what that means? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
That's what they were saying. That's what they were saying.
Right.
They were saying that he is the devil. He is the deceiver.
That's right.
We can't trust him.
Right.
Because every treaty he made, he slaughtered us.
That's
every
right.
treaty he made with us, he broke. And
That's
it's in
right.
the Bible.
That's right.
It's like, you got something to say, sir?
No, go ahead. You got it.
Go ahead.
You got it.
I was like, go ahead, Mara.
If I could, sir, this is when you brought up that point about Christopher Columbus claimed that he discovered America,
Right.
but we all know that that's a lie. I have a precept for that. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
Wait, this is when they came over here in America?
Come.
Can you hold that for me? We're
Come.
gonna get to that soon.
Come.
Everybody bringing the meat out.
Come. Right.
Let's get the introduction in first. You gotta give them the milk.
That's right.
So hold that if you could for me.
Come.
Oh, you could drop Black Indians for right now. You could drop that for now. But hold 2nd Ezra. Continue, sir, if you could.
Con, I got you.
Is there any more on that?
Yeah, con.
Come.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
And the words he had when he came into America, he had great words for us. He had great words that he was going to keep his covenant.
Right.
That he wanted to live side by side amongst us. But as soon as they got a chance to us to turn our backs, they put a knife in it.
Right.
And they murdered in the time of Columbus alone, he murdered over 80 million North American Indians to near extinction, to near slaughter us off the entire continent. You understand that? You want to know how many North American Indians lived in America? And they want to tell you, they want to paint us as these savages when they're the savages.
That's right.
They're the murderers. They're the criminals. They're the rapists. They're the drug dealers.
That's right.
Go ahead, sir.
That's so heavy what you bringing out. I was just watching just a documentary on this whole thing, and they had a map, right? And they were just showing like how when our oppressor came over to this land and how he disintegrated all of the land, and it just reminds me of like when they have when the doctor has like a picture of your body, and they trying to show, you know what I'm saying, how the cancer is just taking over and encompassing your body. Our oppressor, you know what I'm saying, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
It's like a cancer. You know what I'm saying? Whatever land that he envelops, you know what I'm saying, he spreads destruction like cancer, man. That's heavy what you bringing out.
Well, your sister is so heavy because he's done this before.
Right.
The oppressor here in America, he swallows up lands all the time like it's nothing.
Right.
But the way he did us here in America, he went overboard.
Right.
It's damn near 500 years, and the North American Indians are still on reservations, and they still have their sisters stolen from them. And where's our justice? There's drugs and opioids all across our reservations.
Right.
Where's our justice?
Right.
They want to say, well, reparations, those are the reparations for the North American Indians. Reparations, a little brick, a little ounce of the land you once owned, which is an entire super force, was an entire threshold. Now you own a little itty bitty little piece of that. You see that? Officer, you can have that. You can have that. I got the entire pizza right here. It's like I got an entire deep dish, extra large. Officer, y'all done like, hey, it's a lot, y'all. Can I get a piece? Yeah, you get that. Get that. Yeah, you hold that. Yeah, you like that. You don't like it? So fine.
It's like that. In the burnt. In a burnt piece. A little burnt piece.
That's right. Right there.
What I don't want. You know what I'm saying?
You can have that. And you better like it. You better like it. That was an expensive piece right there. You get what I mean?
God.
And this is something time and time again. And we look to ourselves and we say, who can save us? Where's our hope?
Right.
Joe Mahan was just doing this class on it. Where's our hope?
Right.
Your hope should be in here.
That's right.
As a North American Indian, as a Hispanic, as a black man, your hope should be here.
Right.
At 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge.
That's right.
Since 1969. We've been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians we must come together.
That's right.
We've been teaching unity. You want to know why? Because there's no people they've been trying to divide more than us. There's no people they've been trying to murder more than us.
That's right.
There's no people they've trying to put us under their subjection more than us.
Right.
The East Indians come here, the Chinese, they're foreigners.
Right.
Some of them they're at war with. The goddamn Chinese, they're at war in competition with the Chinese, but they'll never go to war with them like they go to war with the North American Indians.
Right.
Like they go to war with the Hispanics.
Right.
Like they go to war with black people.
Right.
And the blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians built this land. They built this land from the ground up.
That's
from the
right.
skyscrapers downtown to the small businesses in the suburbs. Who you see in there? Nothing but blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
That's right.
Any more on that, sir?
Come.
Go ahead.
Their words, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
And it was smooth like butter. It was something easy, something good to hear. That's that forked tongue. That's
Right.
that devilish words he spoke. Continue, sir, if you could.
But war was in his heart.
A war was in his heart. There was times where our oppressor would sit in our camps and send the TPs with the North American Indians and make treaties, and they would talk and all this, and we're good, all that.
Right.
And he'll come back and he'll wipe out the entire camp
Right.
and take the women as sex slaves.
Come.
You understand? This is something so horrible and traumatic, but you want to celebrate Thanksgiving.
That's right.
You want to celebrate Thanksgiving. No sweat. Go celebrate 9/11 then.
Right.
Go celebrate 9/11. It's someone's holiday. Someone was happy that day.
Right.
Go celebrate the Holocaust.
Right.
You want to talk about 11 million fake Jews. They died that day. The Jewish bastards that died in our land
Right.
living good, that are living amazing.
Right.
They run the Diamond District.
Right.
They run Hollywood. They run America. What don't they run?
Right.
They're living great, but you want to talk about, don't forget the Holocaust. You can't talk about the Holocaust, but y'all can celebrate the murder of over 100 million North American Indians.
That's right.
And over 150 Hispanics.
Right.
You understand? It's such a horrible place, and Lord knows how many Negroes died here
Right.
through slavery.
Right.
Y'all don't want to touch on that. Y'all don't want to talk about none of that. You want to know why? Because this is the oppressor's kingdom.
Right.
Any more on that, sir?
Come.
You continue.
His words were softer than oil.
And his words were softer than oil. Something good to the ear. Tickling of the ear. Something we'll like. The same way he gave us reparations. They said, okay, we did steal your land, but we'll give you your own land. We'll give you your own land where you can make your own rules and regulations. We're saying, okay, that was good. He gave us a little itty bitty crumb of space
Right.
that we once used to own, and he filled it with drugs, and he filled it with it was an article a while back that the Catholic Church was caught dumping pedophile priests in the reservations.
Wow.
Like priests, like they got convicted, like like a charge would come up, like a child or someone would say, yeah, I got touched by a priest, yada yada. And instead of having the priest there for them to have the charges put on them and all that, they would send them to a Native Indian reservation,
Okay.
to that church, so he can molest more boys there.
Right.
So our sisters can continue getting stolen. I'm gonna tell you like this: there will be no molestation. There would be no stolen sisters. There'll be no drug dealers on the reservation.
Right.
If you put the ISUPK on the reservation.
That's
Right.
There ain't men of war in our academy covers for nothing.
damn right.
We about that action.
Damn right.
Salakia. We down to teach the people, but if you get out of line, we not gonna let no one harm a hair on our brothers
That's
and our sisters. You want to stop the murder, the rape, and all this slaughter on the North American Indians reservation? Well, you come to Commander Jerry Yohana.
That's
You
right.
come to the Israelite School of UPK.
Right.
That's
And
right.
we'll fight for you.
That's right.
The same way Commander Jerry Yohana fought for the barrios.
Right.
The same way Commander Jerry Yohana fought for the ghettos.
Right.
He gonna fight for the reservation.
That's right.
You don't see it in a widespread. Continue, sir.
Come. His words were softer than oil, yet were They are drawn swords.
But yeah, what?
There were drawn swords.
So the oppressor, he's like this. He's like this at the table. You see how y'all can see me? He's like, oh man, they'll be better. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. We have a good time, right?
Right.
We see us, we eating this corn, all that, some peach cobbler. Man, y'all know how I whip it up, man. Y'all Native Americans, man. Y'all something else. Oh, hold on, I gotta go use the bathroom. Bam. You get what I mean? He came out with swords in hand while he's there eating alongside the North American Indians.
Right.
Am I telling you something you don't know?
Right.
Am I telling you something you haven't heard of? They won't teach you that in history. Now they're teaching like they've always been teaching. We all sat together in Plymouth Rock, and we all sat together baking greens, beans, potatoes, lambs, hams, and all that. All that was right there. We was all eating a good time, and nothing happened.
Right.
But what happened after that? And nothing happened.
Right.
They don't want to teach you none of that, because once you teach that, you don't have the animosity for your oppressor.
That's right.
You will say, what the hell I got to do with celebrating his holiday?
Right.
Every black, Hispanic, and North American don't celebrate any of his holidays.
That's right.
Celebrate, what we got? December 20th, right? December 20th, the Feast of Dedication.
That's right.
Hanukkah. Hanukkah, what the world ignorantly calls Hanukkah. Hanukkah is Hanukkah in the Hebrew, where the southern tribes of Israel, which is our brothers, the Negroes, were fighting the Romans all the way back in the land of Israel while we was here fighting our oppressors here.
That's right.
You understand? This is a time, that's what you should be celebrating.
That's
Not no
right.
Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Not no Christmas.
Right.
Where was your gifts at? You were starving cold in your little slave shack on your master's plantation.
Right. And as what's so heavy, what you're bringing out, is it goes to show the deception of our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? When it was the cold season, come and bring the Native Indian covers,
Right.
blankets.
Damn right.
Blankets filled with smallpox. Killed off so many of our Native Indian brothers, man.
Damn right.
Just
sir.
goes to show the deception of this beast that we're under, that we living under, this wicked oppressor. But go ahead, I continue.
Any more on that, sir?
No, that's it.
Let me get. I want to jump to say Ezra. Yeah, give me second Ezra, Mara. Give me second Ezra.
Come.
We're going to touch on how the North American Indian and the Hispanics really got here to prove that they are the tribe of Israel.
Right.
That they are the tribe of Gad, the Hispanics, the Puerto Ricans, tribe of Ephraim, the Mexicans, tribe of Ishkar. If you're a Hispanic and your father is of native or Negroid descent, you're one of us. If you're a Native Indian, which has a father of native or of Indian or Negroid descent, you're one of us.
That's right.
Straight like that. If you're not, I appreciate your shot too. See you in captivity. we'll see you in captivity. Your father, Christopher Columbus, we'll see you in captivity.
God.
Most High in Christ. And we're going to celebrate that.
That's
We're going to be having, Christ said he ain't going to have a drink till we get to the kingdom.
That's right.
You're going to have a strong bottle. Right there. I've been waiting for this. Most High in Christ. Kwame Ashala. Go ahead. Read if you come, Brian.
Come. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
Now, why I say 10 tribes here? Because during the time of King David, of King Solomon, that the kingdom of Israel was split into the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was what you would call today the Hispanics and North American Indians.
Right.
And that was 2.5, that was 9.5 tribes. 9.5 tribes because we also had, every tribe had to have the tribe of Levi within them because that was their priests. So we had the Haitians with us, and so did the Judites. So these 10 tribes, which was the Hispanics, Native Indians, and the small part of the Haitians, were here, and they were cast out of the land. Continue.
Come. out of their land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanazar the king of Assyria led away captive.
Malazar, the king of Assyria, I believe that was 63 BC. Don't quote me on that. I believe it was around that period, though. Or no, I believe it was 80. I believe it was after the time of Christ. Continue.
Khan. And he carried them over the waters.
And what?
And he carried them over the waters.
And he took them over the waters. He took them from the land of Israel into the land of Assyria. Continue.
Khan. And so came they into another land.
Came to what?
And so came they into another land.
And they came into this new land, this new captivity, which was under the Assyrians. Continue.
Khan, verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves.
So they took a counsel among themselves. They said, well, goddamn, we've gone to war with our brothers.
Right.
The Lord has abandoned us. We're out here in slavery once again. Like we done came out the land of Egypt, Babylon, everywhere. Now it seems like it's hopeless.
Right.
So they took a counsel among themselves. A council was a meeting. They took a meeting amongst themselves, the highest ranking man, and they said, well, what the hell we gonna do? Read.
Khan. That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So they will leave the multitude of the what?
Of the heathen.
They're gonna leave the multitude of the heathen, which is the Assyrians. They're gonna leave them, which is a tribe of Africans. The Assyrians, you know, now this is not talking about Syria or the Syrians. This is the Assyrians, which time because of our oppressor and the changing of nations. He don't want you to know your history, so he's done changed to where these Middle Eastern people out there in Arab and these Arab lands are now called these Syrians. And he's just talking about the Assyrians. Continue. So we're talking about we want to separate from them. We want to leave from them. Continue.
Khan. And go forth into a further country.
And go what?
And go forth into a further country.
And we want to leave this place and go into another land. Go into another country. Let's see why. Continue.
Khan. Where never mankind dwelt.
Where never mankind dwelt. Ain't that the story they talk about the North American Indians and the Hispanics?
Right.
And they were here before anyone else. That's why they're called the Native Indians.
Right.
Because they're native to this land. Continue.
Khan. Verse 42. That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So they wanted to head to another land because they wanted to keep their laws. They wanted to keep the commandments, which they never kept before. They want to keep it in this land, even though that they've been shunned by the Lord. But the Lord said He gonna give them a chance, and He gonna show them this new land, which is America. Continue.
Verse 43. And they enter into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. Verse 44. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood.
And what?
And held still the flood.
And held still the flood. Continue.
Till they were passed over.
Yeah, continue.
Verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go.
There was a long way to go to this faraway land. You want to know why? It was a good sea away.
Right.
We're going to see where the land is, and we're going to see how you know it's talking about America. Continue.
Namely, of a year and a half, the same region is called Arsareth.
Now, this wasn't Egypt. This wasn't Assyria. This wasn't the land of Israel. It don't take that long to get to the land of Israel on ships, or
Right.
Egypt, or Syria. Continue.
Verse 46. Then dwelt they were until the latter time.
It's like, read that scripture again, the one you just read.
Verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth.
It's called what?
Arsareth.
It's called Arsareth. It's called Arsareth. Now, the reason I bring out Arsareth is because historians have proved over and time again. You look at old maps. Before this land was called America, it was called Arsareth. It was the land of Arsareth where no mankind had dwelt. You gotta realize this. Life started in the Middle East.
Right.
That's proven fact. Life started all in the Middle East. Now, they want to teach you in schools that the North American Indian and the Hispanics went all throughout Canada and came through a land bridge from Asia and all that, and say they're Mongoloids. That ain't me.
Right.
I know I ain't no look. Slide off the am I Asian? Let me know. Let me know. Cast me out now.
You wouldn't be up in here.
That's my point. I ain't no damn Asian. The same way black people ain't Africans, I ain't Asian. We come from the land of Israel. Yasha Allah.
That's right.
The sons of the power.
That's right.
And we're going to read it. Slide. So if you could grab me Lost Tribes in Promised Land,
Okay.
page 364. And there any more on that, Mariah?
Allah, sir.
Grab me page 48 in View of the Hebrews. Let them know where you're reading at. Page 48. Let them know what book it is and let them know where you're reading from. Bible Krishah, if you could. Because they want to paint us as okay, let me first say this. Just because certain people with the same skin tone, or I don't care what it is, same hair texture, whatever it is, don't mean you the same goddamn people.
That's right.
Hey, look at Michael Blackson. Some people will say Michael Blackson is a nigga. Michael Blackson is not a nigger.
Right.
He is not one of us. Michael Blackson is a stinking African that eats rhinoceros foot and loves having sex with cows. Am I telling you something you don't know? Hey, what you want to talk about? He's from Philly. That's great. You're just an African from Philly. You're not a nigga from Philly. You understand? The same with the North American Indian. You look at the North American Indians. We've been to the powwows, right, Mariah?
Right.
You look at the sisters, you like, God damn. God, this is the kingdom of heaven. You see them dancing with the fringes, even though they're in poverty. They suffer and they die every single day. You see them with their fringes, all about dancing, having a good time, eating together. Sisters looking beautiful, brothers looking hardcore. You would never expect that they're the Lord's people broken and destroyed. You understand? And that's what's so heavy about all of this.
Right.
That's why our person has to pay for this. That's why no North American Indian, no Hispanic, no black man should celebrate the slaughter of our people.
That's right.
They shouldn't. You should never celebrate Thanksgiving.
That's right.
You want to know why? Because you never celebrate 9/11.
Right.
You never celebrate the Holocaust. You'll never celebrate Pearl Harbor.
Right.
You'll never celebrate the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But you'll celebrate. They was the bad guys.
Right.
They was the bad guys against America. But good Lord, you'll celebrate the slaughter of the North American Indians.
Right.
We did nothing but love this goddamn country.
And it's so heavy what you're bringing out too. Speaking to the tribe of Judah, which is blacks, you know what I'm saying, or the Negroes in America, you know what I'm saying, about Native Indians and the time of our slavery, when the Native Indian man was so-called free at the time, you know what I'm saying, they were looking out for black slaves, man. Your brothers, even if they were ignorant to you actually being their people, they still looked out for you in your time of slavery.
Right.
And your time when because our oppressor has times where he keys in on one tribe or another. Just like right now, Donald Trump and you know what I'm saying, in this land, they're keying in on our Mexican brothers right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the time that his focus was on destroying black people and having them at the bottom, the Native Indian brothers still looked out for you, and you would have the goal to celebrate their destruction. You know what I'm saying, with this wicked holiday, man. It just goes to show how destroyed our people is as a nation.
Damn right. It was Yardan just said it's so heavy. Cause you know I'm a poor. Salakia, Mariah. Give me Black Indians, page 13 if you could. Hold that. Hold page 38 for me. Salakia. Yes, he had brought out a point I just got to bring up. Bring page 13, I believe it's the third paragraph. Third paragraph on page 13.
Come.
Read it for me.
I read the book of the Black Indians, A Hidden Heritage, page 13. Those who have put history into books have emphasized differences between Africans and Native Americans.
As what?
Those who have put history into books have emphasized differences between Africans and Native Americans.
Why do you think they did that? They emphasized the difference between black people. Of course, they call them Africans because they want you to think you're a goddamn African swinging on vines and not the Lord's greatest people ever chosen.
Right.
So they say the slaves that came here to America, they had to make a difference between them. Even in the earliest writings, they had to set differences between the North American Indians and black people. Why would they have to do that if we're not even the same people? If the Native Americans came from a land bridge and the Mongoloids and all that, and black people were swinging on trees in West Africa, why do you even have to not, hey, don't get confused. They're two different people.
Right.
Why do you even have to emphasize that? Read, if you could.
Khan. For example, they have stressed that Europeans encounter Indians as distinct individuals and members of proud nations.
Ooh. Wanna know why this is heavy? He said individuals. And he met them and they wasn't united with nobody.
Right.
Continue, Mariah.
Khan. And Africans as nameless slaves. Little mention is made of the enslavement of Native Americans, and nothing is said about the cultural similarities between the two dark peoples.
Wait, so nothing is what?
Nothing is said about the cultural similarities.
About the what?
About the cultural similarities.
What cultural similarities is that?
Between the two dark peoples.
What that is? It's talking about the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
That's right.
You look at ancient black people, not ancient black people, but black people that went through the slave trade, their last names had Judah, had Lawoya, had Levi. Their names was Hebrew. The North American Indians, like we brought out, the Lost Lunar Stone, the Moabite Stone.
Right.
They had this symbols all across America.
Right.
We've been to the powwows.
Right.
The fact that they even wear headpieces show they Israelites.
That's right.
Cause that's a priestly attack. I'm about to blow your minds. I'm a Native American, as y'all know.
Right.
We have different ceremonies, of course, which only a chief may do. A chief is the only one that can hold a ceremony. A woman cannot go into a ceremony if she is on her monthly. Where the hell you think they? And I asked the brother that's a chief. I'm like, well, why y'all do that? He's like, well, she's unclean.
Most High Christ.
Drop the mic. Where'd they learn that from? Where'd they learn that from? It wasn't the Asians.
Right.
We'll tell you what the Asians do. They'll eat hamsters for breakfast. They ain't worried about no woman's menstrual cycle. Come on.
God.
You all know how they knew they was unclean? Because it's in the Bible.
That's right.
When a woman is on her cycle, she's not supposed to come into the temple.
That's right.
She's not supposed to come to class. You understand? You're not supposed to go into her unless you'll be unclean.
Right.
Where they got but the Native American Indians, they ain't Israelites. Negroes only. Negroes only. Negro power.
Right.
Negro power. That's what they be saying. But continue if you could, bro.
Between the two dark peoples.
Dude, you already know. We've met sisters and brothers all at these powwows already. Darker than Mayana.
Right.
Darker than Mariah. Darker than Officer Yardan. Continue.
In 1984, scholar Theda Purdue said, by emphasizing the actual, exaggerated, and
So, give me second paragraph. I believe it should be the second paragraph right there. You on page 13? Go ahead.
To prevent Africans.
There we go. That's what I want. Continue.
To prevent Africans and Native Americans from uniting, Europeans played skillfully on racial differences and ethnic rivalries.
On what? They paid skillfully on what?
On racial differences and ethnic rivalries.
Now you already know how we Israelites do. You already know how niggas are, how we are. We might have problem with a brother or something else.
Right.
Now what our oppressors did, they played on that.
Right.
They played on our beef. They played on the problems we had with one another. Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians, this is something they have done time and time again.
Right.
When we've had beef with each other, our oppressor have put their hand. They're like, what was them brothers during the Roman period that we was talking about? That led the land of Israel into civil war. That the Romans put their hand
Oh,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Con.
They do this a lot.
Con.
I'll give you one even better. Continue.
Con.
You go, y'all. Everybody was telling me, hey man, that Harriet Tubman movie, it shows a Native Indian hunting slaves. I'm gonna show you why. Read, Mariah.
Con. They kept the pot of animosity boiling.
Animosity is beef.
Right.
Break it down simply. Beef that we got with each other that we wouldn't normally have, it'd be like, hey, I'll shut down that nigga Karyash. Ain't your nigga, man. Let that nigga over there, man, with his straight ass head. You say that's your brother? They can't even grow a beard. That's your brother? Okay, no sweat. They don't come to me. Man, I know y'all. That nigga in the yard down was talking some. He was talking that smack about you. He said he couldn't even grow a beard. I'm over here like that. I'm a
piece for
he talk about your locks. He talk about your family. Hey, man, I don't know if I was you, I'd do something about it. Continue, Mariah.
Con. Whites turned Indians into slave hunters and slave owners.
And turn them into slave hunters. Everybody was calling me about the Harriet Tubman movie. All these fake Israelites. Well, let's see that now. I ain't never read in the Bible where Israel enslaved Israel. Where's that at, huh? And you got Native Indians hunting them in the new Harriet Tubman movie. I saw it in the movie. I know it's true. You're right. We did. You want to know why? Because our oppressor divided us.
That's
the
right.
same way black people are now police officers.
Right.
They made us Indian hunters and slave hunters. The same way we fight and die in their wars, they traded us against each other. The same way they made the Crips and the Bloods kill each other, and the Land Kings and the MLDs kill each other, and the Land Kings and the GDs, and I could go on and on and on.
Right.
With all these beefs, because they put their hand in our affairs. Continue.
Con. And Africans into Indian fighters.
And Indian fighters. Wait, so like, I want to touch on the point real quick. They say slave owners. The Cherokee Nation. You want to know why every black person gotta say, well, I'm part Cherokee. My grandmother Cherokee. My great grandfather Cherokee. You want to know why they can say that? Because the North American Indians during this time, when when black people were being enslaved in America, we did like Al Don said. We brought black people into our land. We freed them. We said, well, they're being oppressed. We being oppressed. We getting murdered by the millions. They getting enslaved. Hey, man, let's just go join with them. Hell, let me ask you this. How the hell we join together if we can't even speak one language?
Right.
The Native Indians are supposed to be speaking this Asian garbage, and black people are supposed to be speaking what?
African garbage. Right.
That click-clack. That Montezuma, what's that called? The Timbuktu. They gotta be speaking that Timbuktu language, man. Continue, Mariah.
Con. Light-skinned Africans were pitted against dark-skinned, free against
You wanna
the
know?
slaves.
It's like you wanna know how many brothers will look at me and Al Don and be like, "Well, y'all ain't brothers."
Right.
He light skinned. Look at him. Look at his skin complexion. We don't see skin complexion in here.
Right.
We see your bloodline.
That's right.
Since the beginning of time, there's always been light skinned brothers. Always been dark skinned brothers. Scripture says the people of Israel that we are a speckled bird. The Lord's inheritance is as a speckled bird.
Right.
But fake Israelites and people that have the slave mentality that been forced on them since the beginning will look at him and be like, well, he light skinned. He ain't my brother.
Right.
Go ahead, man. I know you've been holding on. So I was gonna try and save him to the end. I know he's gonna keep going. Go ahead.
It's just what you said, Priest, like you said, the Harriet Tubman movie.
Right.
Fake Israelites and certain other so-called woke, conscious, whatever they want to call themselves, been on you talking about, they had Indian slave hunters. Well, this coming from a black man from the tribe of Judah who was born and raised in Mississippi. All right? They had black slave hunters too.
Damn
So
right.
they can go ahead and cancel the Christmas on that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they had Native American slave hunters. They had black slave hunters. They had Mexican slave hunters. They had us hunting us. Period, point blank. So what they gonna say? So the brothers that was hunting slaves wasn't Israelites? Know what I mean?
They don't want to talk about that.
Exactly. So they can, like I said, they can cancel Christmas and Thanksgiving on both on that.
But like I said, you want to know why? They got that slave mentality. Them woke niggas, them polite niggas, them hell, even natives on the reservation. They'll be like, man, black people ain't my brother. I'm a Mongoloid. I ain't a Mongoloid. Yeah, we was just talking. I ain't no Asian, man. Y'all look and tell me if I'm an Asian, please.
Right.
I will leave this building today if someone can bring me some physical evidence or proof that I'm an Asian. I will leave this building, drop my sword, drop my headpiece, and just leave the building. Let the next man come in. But I'm not. I know it's hard to believe. I'm a little light skinned. I know I'm a little lighter than my native brothers on the reservation. I'm native. I'm Indian. I'm there.
That's right.
I'm not no $2 Indian that these fake Israelite groups got. I'm the real deal.
Right.
I'm the real deal. I got the connects.
Right.
Look up my resume. You feel me? Continue, Mariah. Read from after they made Indians slave hunters. If you could, Baruch Hashem.
Khan. Whites turned Indians into slave hunters and slave owners, and Africans into Indian fighters.
But what we just talking about that?
Right.
They divide us. It's an old tactic since the beginning of time.
God.
Divide and conquer. The
Right.
Roman generals said when we about to celebrate Hanukkah, when they divided the land of Israel and all these little subgenres were fighting each other, they said, let them fight each other. Let them fight each other. Because if they fight each other, we have no reason to fight.
Right.
That's why the Hispanics are killing black people.
Right.
That's why black people are killing Hispanics. That's why you can't even walk down 26th Street as a black man without getting flagged down and being asked if you're a GD.
Right.
That's why the West Side beefs with the South Side.
Right.
That's why the North Side beefs with the South Side. The Señoreños and the Norteños, I know I butchered that. Salakia to my Hispanic brothers. But that's why they beefing.
Right.
Because we ain't got no love for each other. Because we've been divided and conquered.
Right.
Now, we will never look. We say all day, well, I got Indian in me. I got Indian in me. You gonna go pick up that turkey. You gonna go pick up and eat it and scrunch it down and oh boy.
Right.
With people you can't even stand 360 days of the year. Continue, Mariah.
Khan. Light-skinned Africans were pitted against dark-skinned Africans. Dark-skinned.
And because everybody wants to talk about it, well, you're light skinned, you're dark skinned, and that don't matter. I want to know where his bloodline is.
Right.
I know some dark skinned devils. I'll tell you that much.
Khan.
I know some light skinned brothers.
That's right.
Continue.
Khan. Free against enslaved.
I'm free against enslaved. They'll look at you like, oh man, you free? Oh, your brother's enslaved. Like, ain't my problem. They'll look at the enslaved. Well, your brother's free. They'll put the animosity between that.
Right.
You understand? Any more on that?
Khan. Black Indians against pure Africans.
Oh, this is heavy. Read it one more time.
Khan. Black Indians against pure Africans.
You want to know why they were black Indians? Because we mixed amongst each other. Because I gave my daughters unto my eye. I was chief in that mug, man. Probably some 300 years ago.
Right.
I said, my eye, man, you my nigga, man. We brothers right here in America.
Right.
They slaughter us both. You my family. Which daughter you want? Which one? You want them all? Have them all. The same way he come to me. Hey, Salaki, said, Most High Christ, Salam. Say, Salam. I got some daughters for you. If you want, if you're good, you good. I know. They've been raised properly because we're family.
Right.
We're one people. But they divided us the same way they divide us here in America.
That's right.
They'll look at you, they'll look at a brother that is mixed, and they'll be like, oh, you mixed. And they'll talk about you like you some different way, or they'll look fairly upon you because you mixed. I'm going to tell you like this. If your father is a black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, on your father's side, you are the greatest thing walking this earth.
That's right.
I don't care if you mix with anything else. The fact that your father is a black, Hispanic, or Native American man is what makes your value 100 times more worth than any white man, than any African man, than any Chinese man. I will lay down my life for you. And can Manny Johanna will as well.
That's right.
And he's done it for the reservations, and he's done it for the barrios, and he's done it, and we're going to keep doing it till Christ comes back.
That's right.
You want to know why? Because these are my brothers.
Right.
These are my brothers. These brothers right here, you see this brother Officer Ardon right here? He drove me to class.
That's right.
I wouldn't even be here if Officer Ardon so many years, 2 years ago, about 2 years ago, and some change, he used to drive me back and two from the library, my crib to the library, all the way downtown in Harold, Washington. Now we got our building.
That's right.
Right.
Most High Christ. Now Commander Johanna gifted us with a school. Now Commander Johanna said, now Time to go take the reservation.
That's right.
That's right.
And we taking ground.
That's right.
Best believe it. I'm just telling you, it's over with. You fake Israelites, they ain't feeling you fake Israelites. They feeling one West though.
That's
Right.
Y'all better run for the hills. Any more on that, Mariah?
Kamikaze.
Boy.
Or pure Indians.
Or pure Indians. They start beef like that. You wanna know why? Because that's the same beef we've been fighting for 1,000 years. That's the same beef. That's why even back in the land of Israel, there was that beef. The Hispanics and blacks, and Native Indians and blacks. The only difference now we see colorism. Now we've been brainwashed by colorism, and now we think everything that is even close to white is white.
Right.
That's not the case. Drop that, Mariah. Give me what did I tell you to hold?
View of the Hebrews.
Yeah.
Or also page 37.
No, you could drop that. You could drop that. You could drop Black Indians. Give me a view of the Hebrews. Cause we had talked before Maya pull up. We talked about our old student. He made a return, Most High Christ. Give a hand, Maya. It's been a few Thursdays, quite a few. We was talking about Second Esdras and how we came over here, how the North American Indians and the Hispanics came over here from the land of Israel, and we're not Asians. And we're going to touch on that even with a historical book, many historical books. Raise them up if you could for me, sir. Because we study here.
Right.
Everybody want to be like, well, there is no biblical knowledge of, there is nothing outside the Bible. Well, we really don't need to prove that, because the Bible should be the only book. But we do it anyway for you simple ones.
Right.
For you little Egyptology cats and you cats that smoke too much weed and think you know something.
Right.
Give me that, Mariah.
Kamikaze. This is the book View of the Hebrews, 1825 by Ethan Smith. Page 46. We have an account of the 10 tribes after their captivity, which accords to the ideas, which accords with the ideas just stated. We receive not the books of the Apocrypha as given by inspiration, but much credit has been given to historical facts recorded in it, as in the wars of the Maccabees and other places. In Esdras, it's like in 2nd Esdras, 13 verse 40, and on, we read, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
That was what?
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners.
Now, this ain't our word. These are historians that saying, man, by this information that we found historical evidence during the Maccabees War, which is found in the Apocrypha. A lot of people don't know there is books taken out of the Bible.
Right.
That's, if I could borrow this real quick, sir. Which is this Apocrypha right here.
Right.
In the Council of Nicaea, they took these books out. You want to know why? Because it talks about how the North American Indians and Hispanics are your brothers.
Right.
They talk about how the Lord, all this stuff that connects the New Testament to the Old.
Right.
So much information in one book, not one, 14 books, that they had to hide it. Continue.
Kamikaze, out of their own land.
Out of what?
Out of their own land.
Continue.
In the time of Osea, the king whom Salmanazar.
You can skip through all the verses,
Kamikaze.
but we just read that.
It's like it's just a lot of they get highlighted.
A lot of it. Read from top on verse 48. I mean, page 48.
Kamikaze.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
This is page 48. Suppose a people to have been lately discovered in a sequestered region, appearing as we should rationally expect, the nation of Israel.
The nation of what?
The nation of Israel
Continue.
to appear at this period. Had the account given by the writer of in Esdras been a fact, suppose them to be found in tribes, with heads of tribes, but destitute of letters, and in a savage state. Suppose
In a what?
in a savage state.
Now they want to paint us as savages. Ain't that something? They want to paint us as savages, but we were. Wanna know why? Because we did hate our brothers at that time. When we came here to America, you gotta remember the North American Indian. We've been in, what was it? It was BC, right? When we left out of the land of Israel, I believe it was BC. It was BC when we left out of the land of Israel. So we'd had a good 2,000 years to sit here.
Right.
A good few years to sit here and ponder about our beliefs and all that. And now, when we first got here, we hated our brothers.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We had beef with one another.
Right.
We was in a savage state. We still, you can see all throughout the Mayan and the Aztec and native history that there is some things that we didn't do which we shouldn't have done.
Right.
You understand? Now, am I saying we was eating babies or sacrificing our children to false deities? Not at all. That was all propaganda so the white man can paint us as, look at these savages.
Right.
But to the moral standpoint of the Lord, we was in a savage state. We were beaten down. Continue.
Khan. Suppose among the different tribes, the following traditionary fragments are by credible witnesses picked up. Some particulars among one region of them, and some among another, where all appear evidently to be of the same family. Suppose that you have escaped the polytheism like of the pagan world, and to acknowledge one, and only one God.
And only what?
And only one God.
Only to acknowledge one God. Give me, if you could, sir, Lost Tribes of the Promised Land.
God.
Because why I want to point out that one God. Everybody want to say that the North American Indians, like I said, were savages. And we were sitting here all praying to multiple different gods when that was the Romans.
Right.
That was the Romans. The Romans believe in Zeus and Medusa and all these different gods and goddesses. And that was the Muslims. They had all these beliefs for all these different gods.
Right.
Not us. We ain't believe all that. We had one God, one creator. The Native American Indians will tell you right here on the reservations. We got one creator.
Right.
One creator. Continue, sir, if you could. So like, read. Nah, you can start from down there, sir.
All right, God.
Now, of course, now let me just catch everyone up to track. This is when a Spanish conquistador came to the islands, not the island, came to Florida, and he encountered what we know today as the Reubenites, which the world knows as the Seminole Indians.
Right.
And they even stated that they were from the tribe of Israel, and we're gonna catch you up to speed because he came here on orders from the Pope. Now the Pope knew, and all the Catholic Church knew, they all knew that the nation of Israel was here in America, like we just read in the book of View of the Hebrews. They all knew that the children of Israel were here in America. So why did the Pope send them? The Pope sent them the same reason he sent Christopher Columbus,
Right.
so they can track them down and enslave them. The scripture says that in Psalms 83 that they have confederate against us. They taken crafty counsel against the Lord's hidden ones. Who are the Lord's hidden ones? It's us. It's us here in America. That's
Right.
every Native American, every Hispanic, every black man. Read it for me, Rod. Give it to me loud, my eye. Come on.
Khan. This is the book Lost Tribes and Promised Land, page 364. A brief conversation then ensued in their common ancestral tongue.
So the sister came off her boat that was leading these conquistadors, and they were talking in their language. Continue.
According to Montesinos, whose fluency in it is almost as perplexing to the reader of his narrative as it is that of his three mysterious new companions.
Montesinos, if I'm not confused, I believe he was that's a Spaniard, right? He was a Jewish Spaniard which spoke both Spanish and Hebrew. And you want to see why he's able to tell about this tongue. Continue.
They told him that they were themselves of the tribe of Reuben.
Of the tribe of what?
Of the tribe of Reuben.
Of the tribe of what?
Of the tribe of Reuben.
Of the tribe of Reuben. The tribe of Reuben? What the hell is the tribe of Reuben doing in America if we aren't the lost 12 tribes of Israel?
Right.
How the Jewish man just came here one day and taught them that? Continue.
And that the tribe of Joseph lived on an island nearby.
Continue.
The day when they were at last to issue forth into the world was coming soon.
And the day they'll come into the world. What's that world? Our kingdom.
Right.
Right now, you celebrate Thanksgiving.
Right.
No problem. Right now, you're going to celebrate Christmas. What's another one? They celebrate Christmas. I don't even know anymore. I stopped giving a damn. Easter, Valentine's Day, all this garbage. You're going to celebrate all these days that the goddamn oppressor gave to you, which their ancestors, they back to the Romans that crucified your king.
Right.
You're going to worship and celebrate their gods, even though they murdered you and they slaughtered you. Your time is coming, Native American man, black man, Hispanic man. One day we're not gonna have troubles. One day we're not gonna have to struggle.
Right.
Our day where we gonna issue into our world. Continue.
They explained. But in the meantime, they could not allow visitors to cross over to them.
You can't allow visitors to cross over into us. What that mean? No heathens.
Right.
Turn back around. Continue.
They were willing to make an exception in the near future. However, on account of their need for education, for though they spoke Hebrew, they could not read or write it.
They what?
Though they spoke Hebrew.
They spoke what?
Hebrew.
They spoke Hebrew. The hell is the North American Indian doing speaking Hebrew if we Asians?
Right.
Ain't we supposed to be speaking that ching chong ching? That the ching chong chow, eating cats and dogs and all that. That's Asian culture as far as I know. I don't know how to use the chopsticks. I don't know about you, man. I don't know how to do it. I wasn't right now with none of that. Continue.
Honorable Khan. They could not read or write it. Would Montezino send them 12 bearded men to be their teachers? He said he would. The four strangers returned to their canoe, paddled back across the river, and disappeared from view. Francisco told Montesinos all he knew about these people from his own traditions. His ancestors, to their eternal shame, had indeed made war on them and persecuted them. Only the sorcerers of his tribe had perceived that they were a special people and had given warning.
Salakia. Read it for me one more time. Start from the special people.
All right. Only the sorcerers of his tribe had perceived that they were a special people.
That they are a what?
Special people.
Well, we are a special people. Like I was just telling the brothers, we go to these powwows. What Asian spirit you see on them? The Asians ain't got no type of spirit. They ain't got no flavor. They ain't got no sense. They ain't got nothing. They don't. But you ever look at? I don't know about y'all. I don't look at Asian women and be like, I don't. I just can't. I just look at their face and be like, ugh, it's a like you. I look at Gedites just like, good night. The Lord is with you. You feel me? Be there like, you can make me some fried bread, salaki. You get what I mean? You be there at them powwows and you see them brothers in them fringes and you say, how can this nigga be an Asian? I can't see that. I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know. Continue.
Honorable Khan. And had given warning that they should be left alone.
And we said we should be left alone. We told them. Christopher Columbus, we tried telling you a while back, leave us alone. You want to know why? Because this is the means to your end.
Right.
Your destruction. You lay a hand on these children of Israel, destructions comes to you. Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Hold on. Mariah, grab me Jeremiah 30 and 16, and we're going to leave it there. Continue.
The God of these children of Israel is the true God.
The God of who?
The God of these children of Israel.
Of who?
Of Israel.
Of who?
Of Israel.
Of the Asians.
Of Israel.
Of these Europeans.
Of Israel.
Of these Chinese.
Of Israel.
Japanese.
Israel.
Africans.
Israel
Continue.
is the true God.
Is the what?
True God.
Continue.
They had said, and everything inscribed on their tablets is true.
And everything described on their what?
Everything inscribed on their tablets is true.
What's them tablets? Them tablets is the laws, statutes, and commandments
That's
that
right.
Moses gave us on the mountains.
Right.
But we ain't Israelites, huh? But the truth is on their tablets. We couldn't read word right Hebrew, huh? But the truth was written on our tablets. What tablets? Go look up the Los Luna stone. Oh, it's still there in New Mexico. The oppressor
Right.
came to try to read it. Well, you know what? That's the ancient Paleo Hebrew for you.
Right.
The Lasha One Quadash.
That's right.
Continue.
At the end of days, they will be lords of all nations of the earth.
They should be what?
Lords of all the nations of the
They're
earth.
going to be what?
Lords of all the nations of the earth.
And Christ said this, in that time, when the Son of Man be in his resurrection, you shall reign with him on 12 thrones,
Right.
judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
The saints shall judge the world. Ain't no one read this book, but except us.
Right.
We've read it through the glares and the glasses and the filters of Christianity. Now we never think we are God's chosen people. Now we think we're Asians. Now we think we're Africans. Now we think we're all this stupidity they want to paint us as, except God's chosen people. Any more on that, Mayad?
Wakan.
Go ahead.
One nation will come, bringing many things to this land. And after we have all been provided for, these children of Israel will go forth from what they now are and reign over the whole earth
And
as they once did.
And we're going to reign over the whole earth as we once did. How? King Solomon ran the earth.
Right.
King David, we were the global superpower. The same way you see America, America is going to fall.
That's
Every kingdom has failed, and America is no different.
That's right.
It's going to fall. Drop that. Mariah, give me what I need. Jeremiah 30 and 16.
Khan. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
All they that what?
All they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Who devoured us here in America? Who ate us like dogs?
Right.
Now, am I talking literally?
Live.
Of course not. I'm talking spiritually. The 100 million North American Indians were devoured by a colonizing machine.
That's
The 100 million so-called black people that died on the slave trade alone were devoured.
Right.
The 150 Central and South American Indians that were slaughtered, they were devoured.
Right.
But time shall come, the Lord said, where they are going to be devoured. Continue.
Khan. And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
We just read it. We're going to be lords over everything.
Right.
That's the Native American's rightful place. Hispanic man's rightful place. Black man's rightful place.
right.
Ruling over all they that have put us into captivity. Scripture says, well, a man reaps, he shall also sow.
That's right.
What makes you think they ain't going to go into slavery?
Right.
'Cause Jesus came back and he did the law away with. What kind of stupidity is that, man? Don't sound much like a prophet that he did away with half of the book.
Right.
Continue.
Khan. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
Shall be what?
Shall be a spoil.
And them that spoiled us, guess what, my eye? You gonna spoil them.
That's right.
We're gonna the way they took our menorah out of our and when the Romans took the menorah out of Jerusalem, we're gonna take the treasures out the White House.
That's right.
All their paintings and all their gold and all that stuff they got hidden in the bunkers. The Lord in his day, we're gonna take all that out. We're gonna spoil them. Continue.
Khan. And all they that pray upon thee will I give for a prey.
And we're gonna pray on them that be upon us. When the Lord comes back, all we gotta do is serve him.
Right.
How we gonna serve him? You get in the Israelite school, UPK, and we're gonna
That's
teach you how to serve the Lord.
That's
We're gonna
right.
teach you how to stand on the reservations and stand solid for your people.
Right.
We're gonna teach you how to fight the opioid epidemic.
Right.
We're gonna teach you how to fight against the suicide rates, the alcoholic rates, all of this. We make soldiers up in here, man. Continue.
That's right.
Khan. Verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee.
What?
For I will restore health unto thee.
You what?
I will restore health unto thee.
We had our health has been stolen here in America. Our mental health, physical health, spiritual health, all of it has been going downhill since we've been here. Bind it, white bind it if you could. No sweat. Continue.
Khan. Because they call thee an outcast.
What?
Because they call thee an outcast.
They called us outcasts in this land. Are we not outcasted in this land? Are we not in the corners of the major cities?
Right.
Are we not in the ghettos and the barrios and the reservations pushed to the side when we built this land? Continue.
It's like I I skipped the part on 17.
Go ahead.
For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
No man said it after. No man has loved us here in America. No, scripture says he'll sell us to our enemies and no man shall buy us.
Right.
That's been us here in America. We've suffered and we've died for years. To the point now, we're 500 years deep in America. Brothers feels like there's no hope.
Right.
Off every drug known to man, probably been molested, beat down, murdered, seen someone murdered in your lifetime. If you're black, Hispanic, and American Indian, it's like part of growing up now. You've seen someone killed.
Right.
Right.
Someone killed. Shit, probably was your friend. Or probably was your friend that was the one that doing the killing. You get what I mean? We're so destroyed, beat down, and corrupted. Well, guess what, man? The Lord sent the Israelite school UBK to restore what has been lost.
That's right.
To save our people once again. Because Commander General Hunter gives a damn about the North American Indians.
Right.
That's why we don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
That's right.
To hell with Thanksgiving.
That's
To
right.
hell with the Romans.
That's
To hell
right.
with America. To hell with Christopher Columbus. Who else? Who else am I missing? Thomas Jefferson. Hell with Thomas Jefferson. Give me another one. Donald Trump. Give me hell.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson. Hell with Abe Lincoln. To hell with this goddamn place. We're going to pray it burns down tonight.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Because only then will our kingdom come. And I don't know about you. I want what it said in Lost Tribes of the Promised Land. I want to rule over these nations
That's
for
right.
what they did to us.
That's right.
Right.
Never forget this. Tell with Thanksgiving. That's my time, Israel. Shalom. Oh, class priest officer Mariella.